Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode of the Practical Skills series. Now this is my first episode of Practical Skills I've done in absolutely donkey's years. I apologise that I haven't done many of these episodes, but today we're going to be taking a look at something really quite interesting. This is the auto mining system, something that I have used many times on the Hermitcraft server, both in Hermitcraft Series 2 and in Hermitcraft Series 3, and also in my personal survival world because it's just so useful. I personally absolutely love this thing and I cannot mine without it. Now the idea behind this one really is quite simple. As you can see right here, we've got ourselves a mock-up mine shaft. This is where we'll be doing all of our mining, and this is where all of our branches come off. Now say we've just come back from a bunch of mining. We went right the way down to the end of this tunnel, we did a bunch of stuff, we went thousands of blocks off in this direction, and we've just come back, and we've got 16 diamond ore, we've got a stack of cobblestone, and a little bit of dirt as well. I know, not a particularly impressive haul, but let's just pretend. What we can do is we can flick this lever right here to say that this tunnel is now done. I am done with this tunnel. There's no point in going down there anymore. But also I can chuck all of my items down into these hoppers right here. Now what will happen here is they will be transported across like this. All of the junk items will be thrown out into the void because we don't really want the cobblestone and the dirt. The only thing that we really want is the diamond ore. And they will make their way up into the top and into this storage system up at the top here. Now if you don't want the junk removal system, all you have to do is flick this lever right here. That will switch off that entire mechanism and you will keep all of the cobblestone, all of the dirt and all of those horrible gravel bits as well, and they will all make their way up into the storage system. So as you can see, if we go up into our storage system now, we have got our 16 diamond ore, but we don't have any of the cobblestone or dirt because they have all been thrown away. Now the way that this mechanism works is actually really quite simple. All we have is a bunch of hoppers running across the bottom like this. Then we have got our little item sorter which removes all of the cobblestone. It also removes all of the dirt. It removes all of the diorite, all of the granite, all of the andesite and also all of the gravel, and it chucks it into this little dropper circuit right here, which throws all the items out into the void. Or of course, if you're playing in survival, you could throw them out into lava or onto a cactus or something like that. Then over here we have got our little item elevator circuit. This just transports all of the items up, right the way up here through all of these droppers, which of course is Minecraft 1.9 safe, which is a very good thing indeed, and it takes them across into all of these hoppers and down into our storage system. Now if you want to take a closer look at all of the redstone behind this thing, of course there is a world download down in the description for those of you who want to check it out, but for those of you who want to build it, let's crack on and I'll show you how it's done. So first things first, you want to get things started with your mine shaft. Now I'm going to be using this sort of template right here just because I personally really like it, and going straight down the center you need to place in a bunch of hoppers running in a certain direction, and I'd suggest covering those up with carpet just because it makes it much easier to run on. Now if you're wondering what these redstone lamps are for, this is just so that I can say, hey, I'm done with this tunnel, and then you flick the lever, and that means that you don't have to travel down there and think, am I done with this tunnel? Have I gone down here before? You can just flick it and say, yep, you don't have to go down there anymore. I personally quite like that feature. But anyway, as far as actual redstone is concerned, we're going to be getting things started by going 2 blocks down like this, and we're going to place a dropper facing downwards. This is going to be our rubbish throwaway circuit. So now we want to run 6 hoppers into the side of this thing. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, of course, you can increase this number if you want to increase the number of rubbish things that you want to throw away. I personally only like to throw away the items that I showcased in the beginning, but you might want a few more than that. So on top of all of these hoppers right here, you just want to place repeaters just like that, running in this direction. Then you want to go around this side and place hoppers running into the sides of all of these. So you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once again, running into these repeaters this time, you want to place your hoppers down like that. And be extra careful when placing them, because if they run straight down into the hoppers, then that means the system isn't actually going to be working. Now for the actual item sorter circuit, you want to go next to all of these hoppers right here, just place blocks going across like this, and you're probably going to have to remove some of these blocks right here just to do all of this, but they can be replaced. It's only a temporary removal. So we're going to place comparators running out of these hoppers right here, and we're going to be using the Impulse SV design in terms of item sorters just because that tends to work the best and it's definitely the most reliable. So you want to place redstone in like this. Then you want to go a block underneath like that and place in all of your repeaters. It's probably a smart idea to do that now because otherwise you're really going to struggle to place them. So repeaters going in like that. Then you want to place blocks up like this, going right the way across with redstone dust on top of all of those. You should end up with something that looks a little bit like this one. Then finally, blocks going across like this, and redstone torches on the sides of all of these blocks. Now to fill in all of these hoppers, all you have to do is grab yourself an anvil and do a little bit of renaming, and then you just grab 64 of your item and place it in right there, and then drag these blocks across like this. So you have 41 should end up in this first slot, and then you'll have a bunch of items called no stack out the side there, and you do the same thing with all of your different items. So for example, we have our dirts, or in my case apparently we have coarse dirt right there. I wouldn't suggest using that one because that's not going to filter out regular dirt, but you get the idea. So we have the no stack items right there, and then we have our 41 in the front, and you do that for all of the items that you want to throw away. So for example, we're going to have diorite, we're also going to have granite, andesite, and gravel. As you can see in this design, I didn't actually end up using my no stack items, which isn't smart because that means that the whole thing can overflow. So definitely do it this way if you're building this one for yourself. Now it's time to start creating our little auto dropper circuit. So we're going to be using a very well known little circuit right here, probably one of my favorites. Comparator running out of that dropper, it's going to be going into this block right here with redstone dust on top of both of those. A block here, a block on top of that comparator right there, a block like this with a repeater running out of that one with redstone dust right there, and that is going to create our little circuit. So there we go, that one's done. Now if you want to turn off the little throwaway garbage circuit, I guess you could say the rubbish circuit, all you have to do is place in redstone going right the way across like this, running right into all of these repeaters right here, and we're going to have our input block as being this one right here. Going to swap this one out for being a half slab, and then we can chuck down a lever on this block, and as you can see, when we flick this on, that means that all of these hoppers are powered and they're no longer going to be receiving items from above. So if we were to chuck in some cobblestone into these hoppers up at the top there, they would go right the way over the top of all of these hoppers and make their way into the item elevator. So I guess it's probably now time that we start working on that one. Now, of course, the height of your item dropper really does depend on how high up your storage system is going to be, but I'm just going to construct this one going right the way up to around about here. In fact, I'll make sure that it's roughly a similar height to the one over there. So now what you want to do is head right the way down to the bottom, go down to your dropper right there, run a comparator output out the side of that one like that. That's going to be running out into this repeater right here. You're going to need to place a block up like this, and this is where your little pulse extender is going to go. So you want to have some redstone here, a block like this, a comparator running out like that with blocks like that, redstone dust right there, and a comparator running into this block, redstone dust there, block up like this. Now we're going to create our little comparator clock, so you're going to need redstone like this, a comparator right here, then redstone running background like that, and chuck your comparator into subtract mode. Next, we're going to carry out the redstone line right the way down to the bottom here, so you just want to place redstone dust on top of all of these. Then you're going to grab your half slabs, and you're going to sort of create like a zigzagging pattern, going right the way up like this, all the way up to the top right there. Redstone dust on top of all of those half slabs, and now we're going to run that out into our storage system, which of course can be absolutely anywhere for you guys. I don't really know what your setup is like, but I'm just going to run it across like this, with hoppers running across into that block right there. And then we're going to chuck in our chest. So you want to alternate chest and trap chest. There's going to be a chest there, and this is going to be a 2 high system. Then we're going to have a trap chest on this side, and then some more chests. Going to be a bit of a bulk storage system there, and then we're just going to run our hoppers into the sides of all of these chests, and there we go. That is everything completed. So if we chuck some items into this dropper down at the bottom here, you can see that hopefully they should make their way right the way up to the top. So believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything completed. Our item elevator is working, our little item filter system is working, and also our little garbage disposal system with the toggle is now up and running as well. So seriously, we've managed to do everything really quite quickly there, and as you can see, this is a relatively simple system, but it really does make your mining experiences considerably better. But unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.